What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing today? Don't mind my shitty hair or anything like that of that nature. But in today's video, it's going to be a little bit different, honestly, than my usual videos that I talk about. And I feel like in this video, a lot can actually learn from it, maybe, and actually, you know, take my advice, from what I've been through in this situation. And a lot may not see it or agree with me, and that's fine because I realize, not everybody's going to agree with you. But from my experience, you know, I just want to say, touching weed or ever even started smoking weed has been the worst decision I could have ever made in my life, honestly. It's the worst decision I've ever made in my life. And it just, I just wish that, a lot more people see that, you should think about the certain situations that you do, and what you're doing, and ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? Should I be doing this? And I'm not in any kind trying to bash people for smoking weed. I don't think it's the worst thing to ever do. I don't think it's the most harmful shit ever. But everybody's different. And that's what I'm going to get into this video later on. And I just want to say that, I don't think, like I said, I don't think that weed is the worst thing ever in this world, honestly. I don't have anything against it. I don't have anything against, athletes smoking it, honestly. I don't have anything against people smoking it. But I think a lot more people should be cautious before ever even touching that shit. And that's what I want to get into the video. Me touching weed has been the worst decision I could have ever done. It seems all cool and good at first, but after a while, and this can go for a lot of other stuff in this world, and other drugs. And like I said, I don't consider weed to be a drug, but I'm talking about like other, like horrible, more worse shit than weed, like, crack and all that other shit, a lot of other shit out there. But in my opinion, from my experience, ever even starting or touching weed has been the worst fucking decision of my life. It has. And if I could go back and change it, I would. There's no fucking question about it. And I think a lot of people, I'm not against the whole, weed smoking, but I think a lot more people should think about what they're doing and actually think if they're doing the right thing, honestly. I just think, more people should think about it, honestly. So I'm going to get into why I wish I never even started touching weed. Because it has really fucked my life up. It really has. It has fucked my life up. It has messed my life up. It just so many things about it that I wish I didn't fucking do or start. I just wish I could go back in time. I really do. And, let me get back to why I wish I never started smoking weed. I don't mean to beat around the bush. But back in January, let's start off back in November. So, you know what? Let's start from the beginning. I have been smoking for a good couple years on and off. But around 2019, not 2019, 2020, of last year, during the summer, around maybe April, the beginning kind of 2020, of April, I had started smoking again. Now, mind you, I haven't really ever smoked, honestly, like that. So, you know what? I could say last year was the first time I ever smoked. The first time I ever really smoked, it was like in 2017, but I didn't really consider that to be real smoking because I didn't get high. I'm guessing the weed was fucking trash or something. I just never got high, or I just wasn't inhaling right. Whatever. Well, I had started smoking with this girl that I was fucking with. Not that that matters. I was going through it, I didn't think much of it, and I was fine, honestly. I had gotten high, but it wasn't nothing, that affected me at the time. So after we stopped fucking with each other, me and that girl, I met a new friend of mine, my best friend, where she's a really fucking good person. She's like, one of the bestest friends that I've could ever have in life, and I don't have many friends at all, you know what I mean? But yeah, really fucking cool ass fucking person. She actually knows about my problems too, what I'm going through and why I had to stop smoking weed. But, when I met her, of around maybe like April, May of 2020 of last year, we became really cool, honestly. We hung out all the time. We would always smoke together. She was the main person that I ever smoked the most with in my life, honestly. She's she's like the one that has seen it all and seen how fucking goofy I am when I'm high. But anyways, we would smoke all the time, honestly. And it never fucking affected me. It never affected me. We got high so many times. Like, we got high so many fucking times. It's ridiculous. And that never in my mind at the time, I would think that it would, leave me affected like how it is now, honestly. And I just wish I would have fucking stopped, because I'm going to get to it. Around June, we smoked one last time when I was over at her house. And then for whatever reason, we stopped hanging out because she had I live in Ohio of Lorraine. So she had moved to Elyria because she was going through some shit where she had to move there. I'm not going to throw her business out or like that. But she had moved over there. So that was the last time we hung out was in Elyria because it was too far. I don't have a car, so she didn't have a car no more. So it was kind of unfortunate. But we always stayed in contact, regardless if we go days or a couple weeks without talking. We're still always there for each other, so it don't fucking matter. But anyways, yeah, that was the last time, and I actually had stopped smoking for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, but I guess at the time where I was getting a job, they told me in the 90-day period or some type of bullshit that I can't remember how many days it was, but I would be getting drug tested. But I realized that's bullshit. They don't really drug test like that. So I ended up stopping for a good couple of months, actually. From fucking June. So July, August, September, October, November. I didn't smoke for 5 months, right? And this is where it's going to get crazy. Around close to my birthday in November, I had started smoking. And my parents, they always knew about it, and they were never against it, as long as I was never, going out or doing stupid shit or, getting in trouble. They didn't really have anything against it. And if I wasn't, getting caught by the police, there was nothing against it. Because, like I said earlier, there's always worse shit out there than weed. Personally, in my opinion, I think alcohol, cigarettes, all that shit is 10 times more harmful than weed. But like I'm saying, around November, the end of 2020, right, of my birthday was coming up a couple weeks beforehand in November, and my parents had gave me some weed. And don't get me wrong, it felt great, honestly. I enjoyed smoking it. And from there, I don't know what it is, but I just kept smoking, honestly. I just kept smoking. I was smoking a lot, honestly. And of course, after my birthday, I just kept smoking. I kept smoking. I kept buying large bags of weed, and after the end of November, when it's all over, I ended up running out of weed. So around December, I smoked the last of my shit, honestly. And then I have one friend that I got weed from. Great fucking weed. And, I ended up buying it, and it was really good shit. I had bought it around, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. So around December 20th of 2020, I had bought some weed off my friend. Great shit, honestly. The first couple weeks I smoked it, I was fine, honestly. I was fine. You know what I mean? It was nothing out of the ordinary. I was fine. I was 100% fine. So the last couple weeks when I bought it, when I bought it on December 20th, everything was cool. Couple weeks are going and I'm smoking and I'm fine. You know, the whole couple days of the last of December, I'm fucking fine. And it was I bought like a 80, I think it was like $60 or $80 worth of weed, which is a very good amount. It could last you a good minute, honestly, depending how much you smoke. But that's what I want to get into. I've always used a bowl. I don't know. That was just me. I could never roll a blunt. And I prefer bowls over blunts. That's just me. And I feel like it hits harder. But that's just my opinion. But I kept smoking. I just kept fucking smoking. And I would smoke a lot, honestly. Every night I would smoke, honestly. It's like... And that's another thing, honestly. That was like all I kept fucking thinking about. That's all I kept thinking about was getting off of work and smoking, honestly. That's all I kept fucking thinking about when I was at work. For those prior months before what happened to me, what I'm going to get to in a minute. But, yeah, that's all I kept fucking thinking about. It's like I didn't even want to be at work. I wanted to be at home getting high. And I just feel that sometimes certain shit can be addicting, honestly. It can. And, what's crazy about this is that's all I could fucking think about was getting off of work so I can go get high. That's all I could think about. I didn't care about anything else. That's all I cared about. And it's crazy, honestly. It is crazy. That's all I fucking had on my mind. I didn't think about no one else. That's all I thought about was going home and getting high. And, when I got the weed in December, those couple weeks, nothing affected me at all. Until around December 30th, I felt like certain shit, I was acting weird a little bit, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I started seeing small side effects, small. But what I realized is that you don't always notice small side effects right away. I mean, you might notice them, but you don't think they're crazy or going to be how do I put this? You don't think much of it. You don't think it's going to affect you that big until later on. And that's a good point that I want to make, is that you don't realize anything until later on in life. And this can go for anything. But as January 1st hits, I start to see the side effects a little bit more, honestly. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way, honestly? It's crazy. Then around January 2nd, I go downstairs, do my usual thing. I would always take a shower. Then I'd get myself comfortable, go down in the basement, where the laundromat is. And that's pretty much where my parents were okay with me smoking at. They would always do that. Let me smoke down there. But I go down there. I do my usual routine. Smoke my bowl up. Do around... I don't remember, but usually I do like 2 rounds into the bowl and then I'm done. Because that's going to be high. If it's good fucking weed, it's going to get you high. I go upstairs and I'm just acting weird as fuck, honestly. I start, hallucinating. My heart starts pounding like a motherfucker, honestly. And I'm just acting weird. I'm freaking out. I'm screaming. It's a life death. I feel like I'm going to die. And, I was just freaking out and screaming. It was so fucking scary, honestly. It was so scary. I was so scared for my life, honestly. It's fucking scary that happened to me, honestly. It really did happen to me. And that's what's fucking crazy about it. I ended up having to go to the hospital. They say it was an anxiety attack. And if you're friends with me in real life and you see my Facebook, I've had some of the papers up. You might have seen it. But it just goes to show that not everybody should be smoking weed. And I stand by that, honestly. Not everybody needs to touch that shit. And to this day, I still have problems. And then I've been to the doctors for heart problems. And originally, I feel like I have heart problems now because fast forward to I've went to see a cardiologist. I've been on medicine for that, for my shit, and he told me that my heart rate was high, so I ended up having to go on like beta blockers. And still to this day, I feel like I've suffered a lot of anxiety. I'm always scared of death, honestly. And it's fucking crazy that this shit has happened to me, honestly. Like every day, like I still feel at times my heart is racing hard as fuck, honestly, and I have a high heart rate. And I never had these issues until that situation on January 2nd. I've already been to the hospital like 5 times already out of nowhere. I had to leave work out of nowhere because I thought I was going to fucking die or have a heart attack because it was an anxiety attack. Now, a lot of people are going to say maybe the weed was laced. I don't know if it was or not, but I feel like I just don't see how it could have been laced when I was smoking it for weeks. Like a week or 2 weeks, a good week or so, and nothing happened. Was it laced? Maybe, could be. I don't know. But I just feel like weed has really fucked my life up. It really has fucked my life up in so many ways. And it's like every day I'm scared I'm scared as a motherfucker to even die, honestly. I mean, it scares me like a motherfucker. That to know that we all have to die at some point, honestly. It fucking scares me. It really does. It really fucking does scare me. I just feel that, not everybody needs to fucking touch weed, honestly. Do I think it's the most harmful shit in the world? No. Is it the safest out of everything out there that's more dangerous? Yes. But that doesn't mean you have to do it, honestly. You don't have to do it. I'm just saying, but just because other people are doing it doesn't mean you have to fucking do it. And I feel that more people should actually go with their gut instincts. Go with the go with your gut feeling, honestly. If you feel that this is not the right thing to do, don't fucking do it then. And I feel that, people need to start waking up and seeing the reality of shit, honestly. That you can get addicted to certain shit, honestly. And there's nothing you're gonna fucking be able to do about it, honestly. And I just feel that for me, touching weed has been the worst fucking idea I have ever fucking even came close to thinking of or even started doing, honestly. If I had it my way, I would have never fucking touched weed. Straight up. Because I wouldn't have all these fucking problems that I have today. I wouldn't have to deal with being scared to die, and having all these heart problems. Because believe it or not, weed can cause certain health problems. Believe it or not. There are certain research can show that shit, honestly, that it can cause certain issues with your health, honestly. And that's one thing. Bad heart problems, anxiety that I have, and not to mention, I can never fucking remember anything nowadays. I used to have a good ass memory about shit until now, honestly. I used to have a good ass fucking memory about everything. Now it's like I can't even remember shit, honestly. I'm losing everything. It has fucking fried my brain, honestly. And people need to wake up and see that, just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean you have to fucking do it. You don't have to fucking do it, honestly. And especially if you have a decent, good life, you don't have no issues, you don't have to worry about no bullshit, then you don't need to be fucking touching it, honestly. Straight up. Just because your friends are doing it doesn't mean you have to fucking do it. And I just feel that more people need to be a follower. Not a follower, but more people need to be a fucking leader, honestly. Quit being a fucking follower. Quit fucking following the steps of people that don't give a fuck about you, honestly. Because that's the reality of life, honestly. People are going to try to bring you down, make you follow in their footsteps. For what, honestly? And you're going to have so-called friends to act like they care about you, but most people, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give two shits about you whether you make it in life. They don't give a fuck about you at all. And that's one thing I finally have saw since I graduated high school, is that people don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you at all, honestly. People just want to bring you down and have you make terrible choices in life, because that's how fucking people are, honestly. And this is the reason to why I fucking hate piece of shit ass people, honestly. It's because people are so fucking rude and disrespectful, and it's just fucking, it's sad the, life we live in, honestly. And I just feel that me touching weed has been the worst fucking thing I could have ever chose to fucking do. It seems all great at first, being high and shit, and having fun. But what is it worth, honestly? What the fuck is it worth? And just because, the shit and side effects and all the health problems haven't caught you yet, it hasn't affected you yet, doesn't mean it can't affect other people like me, honestly. And people are gonna say the weed was laced. I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But regardless, that doesn't justify it just because it wasn't laced. Even if it wasn't laced, I still feel like I shouldn't have been fucking doing it. Straight up. And I recommend nobody even fucking touch that shit, honestly. I'm not against it. If you do, I'm not gonna tell you what to do or live your life. But I don't recommend anybody at all touching that shit, honestly. I just feel that people need to stop being a fucking follower and start being a leader and fucking be your own person, honestly. Stop fucking following in the footsteps of piece of shit people who don't give a fuck what they put in their body, honestly. Don't touch cigarettes, don't fucking touch beer, don't touch weed, don't touch anything at all, don't touch no crack, don't touch any of that shit, honestly. Because just because it doesn't affect you now doesn't mean it won't fucking affect you in the future. And like I said, touching weed has been the worst fucking decision I've ever made in my life. I wish I could fucking change it. I do. I really do wish I could change what I've done in life. I really do. I really do. And for that, I paid the fucking price, honestly. I paid the fucking price. Because I have to deal with having heart problems, taking medication every day, and I just fucked up, honestly. I fucked up. I ain't shit, honestly, and I just fucking fucked up. I fucked myself. And it's too late. It's too late to go back. I wish I could have changed it, but I can't. I'm stuck with living into the feeling of being afraid to die, having heart problems, and having a fucking horrible memory, a fucking horrible brain where I can't remember shit. And I just feel that people need to wake up, and realize that you don't always have to follow what other people do. And I don't mean to repeat myself, but sometimes you have to keep repeating yourself, because no matter how much you try to give people the best advice in life, and have them not fuck up and make mistakes, it's easier said than done. I wish I would have fucking never touched weed. I wish I would have never fucking touched weed. I paid the fucking price. There's nothing I can do about it besides fucking accept it. I have to deal with feeling like my heart's racing every fucking day, which it feels like it's racing hard as fuck right now. And I'm just scared to die, honestly. I am. And I just want people, and people my age especially, that are around 20, and not even that, younger, around your teens, to realize, make the right fucking decisions. Don't follow the footsteps of other kids your age by touching stupid fucking just doing fucking drugs in general, or even ever bothering to touch weed, honestly. Quit hanging out with the wrong fucking crowd of people. Focus on yourself. Get a good fucking education. Go to school. Do what you need to do to be fucking successful, honestly. Because I'm telling you, honestly, most of those people that you're following in their footsteps, they're not going to do shit with their life, honestly. They're not going to do shit because majority of the people in the city I live in and just everywhere around the world, most of the people I went to school with, they're not doing shit with their life. A lot are, but a lot aren't still. A lot of them ain't doing shit. They're not doing fucking shit. They're fucking throwing their fucking life away. They don't give a fuck if they fail. They don't give a fuck if they even graduate or not. And people need to wake up and see the reality that people don't give a fuck at all. With that being said, I'm done with this video.